I bought this Loewe jacket for $3,700. This Saint Laurent jacket for $3,200. This Prada jacket for $2,000 and tons of other jackets that cost a fortune. Well, I actually bought the best reps available of these items for a fraction of their original price, and the goal is gonna be to see if the best Chinese reps can rival with the ultra premium products of luxury brands. Can we expect quality products that are worth the detour? Will our fake Saint Laurent jacket maybe be able to rival the authentic product that costs 10 times more? Or will we inevitably deal with straight garbage that will go right into the trash? For this kind of clothing, it's much more complex than sneakers, and you might be quite surprised by the result. So let me show you what luxury clothing counterfeits are really worth.
This is weird. Hello. Hi.
New video, and more importantly, the last one. Well, I mean of this season. We'll see you all in 2024 for some new stuff, so enjoy this last one, cause there won't be any for a little while. Drop us a like and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss the comeback. Anyway, today we're once again focusing on fakes. After making a video on Panda Buy and the shitty budget batch epidemic, well, now we'll tackle the other side of the coin, ultra quality fakes, supposed to be one-to-one, or at least that's what they claim. We're here to verify. To have something to sink our teeth into, we're not going to focus on ultra basic streetwear pieces like Supreme hoodies or Babe t-shirts, but rather on more technical clothes that have very particular materials and cuts. We're going to try to check what they're worth in terms of product quality, the precision of the detail reproductions, but also the most important part, the fit of the clothes by trying them on. So today, body reveal. And if you stay until the end, you might even get a face reveal. Anyways, let's start right away with the first jacket from Saint Laurent. It's a jacket that must be from around 2016, I think, and should have cost us close to $3,000. We started strong because we went directly to one of the sellers of fakes specializing in premium leather jackets, and according to the reviews, it's supposed to be the best in this, and by far. The guy offers a bunch of brand designs like Saint Laurent, Givenchy, Louis Vuitton, and the whole gang, but especially the jackets are made to order. They don't have stock. As soon as you place your order, they create your jacket, which seems pretty annoying because you have a little wait, but the advantage is that you can take your measurements and ask them for a custom version without paying extra fees.
Nice.
I took a basic size because I couldn't be bothered to measure, but it's large to extra large, which is roughly similar to the large from Saint Laurent without really being the same size. So already there are some differences in sizing. In terms of leather, we're really onto something incredible. It's ultra soft and pleasant to the touch. You feel like you really have a quality product in your hands. Whether it's the buttons of the zipper or the lining, everything is on point. However, a little flaw, so to speak, is that the jacket arrives without branding, and we have to sew the labels ourselves. So the Saint Laurent labels, we received them hidden in the jacket pocket, and we added them ourselves, but the buttons were already branded Saint Laurent. For me, it's a premium product that cost us about $270 without counting shipping. We delivered several jackets at the same time, so let's say that the delivery cost us a little less than $40 per jacket. Is the leather comparable to the Saint Laurent one? Probably not. There's also the color, which doesn't necessarily match, even if I prefer the slightly lighter beige of the fake. The real one is supposed to be darker. In terms of fit, we feel that the fake has a much stiffer leather that doesn't really react like the real one. The collar is a whole lot less meaty on the fake, and it's also a bit less short and close to the body than the real one. So if the goal is really to be in the Saint Laurent Eddie Slimane core aesthetic, well-cropped and skinny jacket, for me, it's a bit missed. There's still a €2,000 difference that's maybe not justified, but the fake doesn't really manage to replace the real one. Although it ain't a bad choice if you're auditioning for a Lucky Luke movie. For the next jacket, we stayed with the same seller, but now we're in the season's theme with a good old shearling jacket from the brand Loewe, which should have cost us $3,700. Nonetheless, here we get away with over $3,000 less. We're around $570. And again, we have an ultra premium product with impeccable materials and finish. We absolutely don't have synthetic material. We're on real leather, always as pleasant to the touch, and real wool. This time, we didn't sew the labels on the jacket so that you can see how we receive them. It's shoddy, but they still made the effort to send really well reproduced labels. Again, it's a very good product at a price that defies all competition. The equivalent of this kind of piece is very hard to find below 4 figures outside China, even if we've seen that Zara is starting to get into it. The jacket is on point, but it lacks a bit on the details compared to the real one. We see that the wool is much fatter on the fake than on the real one. The real jacket is once again shorter than the fake. The collar should have been wider, the straps attached to the collar longer. In short, we are once again on a very successful product from a technical or quality point of view, but which doesn't really match the aesthetic of the original product, which is also supposed to be a bit closer to the body and gives less this basic bulky shearling jacket. So the fit is kinda off on this one. We move on to another well-known fake seller. This time he's not Chinese, but Korean. And here we're on a replica of a Balenciaga jacket from 2018 that sold for around 1,300 euros, but the fake cost us 160 bucks. And here, clearly, it went off without a hitch. For me, we are once again on a premium product and all the details are spot on. The embroidery is really clean, the torn effect at the bottom of the jacket is perfectly executed, the washed out effect in the color, there's not much to say about it knowing that it can vary from one jacket to another, but we're totally in the theme. For the fit, well, apparently it's rather a jacket for women that's supposed to be worn very oversized. So, well, you guess, it's not really made for my build, but there the aesthetic of the product has been correctly reproduced. It's not perfect though, but this fake can totally replace the real one for 10 times cheaper. A banger that the fashion fan club will recognize right away, the backzip bomber from Dre Van Noten. It's an archive piece that's not that old. We're on a jacket from 2014, and yet on the resale market there are crazy prices going up to 15,000 bucks. Well, I reassure you, its retail price was originally $1,700, and there have been several versions of this bomber depending on the color and the materials. Generally, we can catch it on resale around 1,800 to 9,000 euros, but we got it for only 150 bucks. At this price, it's clearly a very good bomber. It's nice and solid, you really get your money's worth, and more importantly, you have a very successful design since it's a copy of a great piece. But we're really not on a perfect copy despite it being the best existing fake of this jacket. It looks a lot like it, but it lacks once again on the details. The sizing is not good. I had to take XL to get a jacket that fits roughly like a large. The label is much lighter than the real one, and there are plenty of notable differences on the zips, linings, colors, and other parts on the jacket, but the fit is quite well reproduced without necessarily being the exact same to the millimeter. And personally, I don't know about you, but I find this bomber is a banger, and it manages to reproduce 90% of the aesthetics of the real jacket in addition to being quite quality for not even 10% of its price. So for me, we can say that it's valid. Next jacket's for the streetwear fans. We've got a Vone denim jacket with rhinestone logos. It's a really eye-catching thing, and you have to like this kind of stuff. The V-shaped label on the collar is actually pretty nice, and we realized that once in hand, the jacket is not that bad. Before buying it, I really thought the jacket was lame as fuck, whether it's the cut or the rhinestone stuff, but once worn in real life, it's alright, and I could almost walk around with it, dead serious, despite the pretty shameful rhinestone logos. The thing is, frankly, well mastered. Is it worth the $750 retail price and the $1,000 bucks at resale of the authentic product? Maybe in 2017 to 2018 when the hype was still there, but definitely not today. The brand is dead. We paid it a bit cheaper, 120 bucks, and it comes from the same Korean website. We have the retail versus fake comparison directly on the website, and once again, it looks damn flawless, from the details to the cuts, so it's totally valid. We're almost on the exact same product here. Next up, a completely improbable jacket we got on fake represent gear. I had to buy it to see what it was worth, and it was really what I imagined. Basically, it's similar to represent, but ultra cheap. It's not a brand that's on everyone's radar, so naturally, we won't get the most sophisticated fakes. The zipper is even rusty. It's a nightmare to open. The hairy effect on the jacket is way too pronounced compared to the real one. The jacket stinks like crazy. This crap is almost toxic. Even the lining feels ultra cheap, but for the rest, let's say it's pretty well done. The label is more or less the same, it's just badly sewn. The Represent branded zipper is there and it looks similar. It's just cheaper, and in terms of fit, honestly, it's about there. The difference is mainly that the model wears it a bit like Travis Scott dick riders by throwing it back like him. But for me, clearly this fake is totally ass. That's just the typical shit we laid out in that Panda Buy video. Rap influencers looking for that affiliate money like C-Daz would probably tell you it's an 8 or even 9 out of 10 rep. Clearly it was really not a good deal, and it would have been more relevant to grab one second hand for more or less the same price, or even get a Zara knockoff. Let's get serious with this Hyder Ackerman bomber, and for me, it's by far the best jacket we'll see today. The well-rounded shoulders might seem weird, but that's exactly what makes this jacket a banger. You can immediately tell that this is a quality product. Normally, it's a jacket that we should have paid $1,700 for. Our fake is inspired by the first edition of this jacket, which resells today for around $5,000 to $7,500 bucks. We paid 230 bucks to our same old dubious Korean website, and we see that on their pics, the fake is almost identical from afar, but when we have the two next to each other, we quickly see that there are quite a few details that are off. What we received has all the seam details that make the essence of this jacket, and it's pretty well done. Whether it's on the back, on the sleeves, it probably wasn't done exactly to the millimeter like the real ones, but it's well done enough to largely do the job. In terms of materials, there's not much to say, and honestly, in hand, I'm not far from feeling like I have a product that comes directly from Hyder Ackerman. It's quite impressive, but on this kind of piece, the cut is really important. Once worn, there's nothing to say. The style's on point. I have to drop a quick face reveal on this jacket. Hey there! Well, not gonna lie, it still gives me a damn tiger tamer look, but for me, the cut is pretty well done. It's quite difficult to say with this jacket since it really depends on the body that wears it. We see that with very skinny models, the jacket is much more wrinkled, and we feel that the fabric behaves differently. And for me, it's obviously not a perfect copy, but we're really not far from being on the same cut. And the quality is clearly there, but I remain quite mixed. The jacket is crazy, but probably not as much as the real one. The last jacket, and we're still on velvet. It's a Prada jacket that normally costs $1,900 and we paid $140. So the fake Prada, for some reason in general, are well imitated. This is totally the case for this jacket too, which reproduced the design of the real Prada jacket way cheaper, but with shitty quality. The velvet is ultra rigid. It almost feels like cardboard. It really picks up a lot of dust. I've never seen shit like this. The finishes are completely messed up, but every detail like badge, labels, zipper, etc. are pretty credible and well done. They just didn't go all the way to adding the NFC authentication. These are things that exist, however, on fake Moncler jackets. Unlike the fake Represent, here it's a big luxury brand, and there are obviously other more quality fakes of this jacket that cost 2 times more and that are probably closer to the real one in terms of materials and finish. On this one, we were quite disappointed with the quality, but in terms of the cut, there's not much to say. I took a size large and the fit seems correct. It's a bit cropped in the waist, slightly oversized on the shoulder, with quite wide sleeves, exactly like the real one. From a distance, the jacket is great, but up close, let's not kid ourselves, it looks cheap as hell. Well, there you have it. Y'all have seen all the jackets. The moral of the story is, first, when it comes to complex and very high quality clothing in the fake factories, they stutter a bit more than to manufacture panda dunks. Secondly, we especially realize that for this kind of high-end stuff, the Koreans seem to be much better than the Chinese on the choice of materials or the precision of the details. At least, that's my opinion. And finally, and most importantly, we learned today that no jacket fit me better than my spiky jacket. This is the key point. You don't need to buy fakes. What really matters is finding an outfit that truly reflects who you are.
Show up. Be yourself.
Feliz Navidad.